Okay, so now we're going to look specifically at graphing from factored form. So graphing from factored form. So the quadratic, instead of an ax squared plus bx plus c, has been factored to a times x minus s times x minus t. Okay, so if you have a 2x minus 3 in there, then you have to factor the 2 out to get it into this form, but you'd be able to see it from that form anyways. Okay, so when it's in this form, well, the x-intercepts have y coordinates as 0. To find the x-intercept, let y equal to 0 and solve. Okay, so how do you solve this? Well, it's the value of x that makes this true. So if x equals s, s minus s is 0. 0 times anything is 0, so that's one solution. X equal to t is the other. Okay. If a is greater than 0, then the parabola opens up. If a is less than 0, then the parabola opens down. Now the x-coordinate of the vertex, h, is the middle of s and t. Okay, so the middle of the x-intercepts. And then you can find k from that as well. So let's take a look at this. Take a look at this example here. So I'll just expand the video here a little bit. So y equals x times x plus 4. What's often forgot is that one of the values that make y 0 here is x equal to 0, that factor. Okay? And x equal to negative 4 is another value. So the x-intercepts are 0 and negative 4, directly from this factored form. H, well, h is in the middle of those. So h is the x-coordinate of the vertex. Add those two together, divide by 2, you get negative 2. Let's take a look at this graph. Okay. So here's the x-intercepts, negative 4 and 0, as you can see up here. So that's where it crosses through there. Negative 2 is the x-coordinate of the vertex. The axis of symmetry is x equals negative 2. How did I get this y-coordinate of negative 4? Well, if I know x is negative 2 there, I sub that negative 2 in for x here, and I solve for y. It's just a point on the curve. Okay, so y, or k, is y evaluated at x equal to negative 2. Okay, so in this format, k is y evaluated. It means evaluated at x equal to negative 2. And when you do that, you get negative 4. And the vertex is negative 2, 4. Okay. Let's take a look at this other example here. Well, if we've got x equal to, or y equal to x minus 3x plus 2, we can see directly that the x-intercepts are 3 and negative 2. That's the values that make y 0. H is in the middle of those two. Okay, so 3 plus negative 2 over 2 is 1/2. Right? And the y-intercept for this one, well, y-intercept is when x equals 0. So when x equals 0, you get negative 3 times 2, which is negative 6. Okay, so I did a little bit of a mistake here, so it's supposed to go through negative 6 on the graph here. Now, how do I get the y-coordinate of the vertex? I got the x-intercepts here, negative 2 and 3 plotted, negative 2 and 3. So I get the y by plugging in 1/2 into the formula. So k is y evaluated at x equal to 1/2. So I put 1/2 into there for x, and I would get negative 6.25. Okay, so the y-intercept is negative 6. The vertex goes down to negative 6.25, so not much lower. Okay, so vertex is at 1/2, negative 6.25. So this is what the graph would look like. That low point is at negative 6.25, goes through the y-axis at negative 6, x-intercepts negative 2 and 3. The axis of symmetry is x equal to 1/2. Okay. Another example up here, y equals 2 times x minus 1, x plus 5. Well, now we have a vertical stretch factor. Still opens up. but it's been vertically stretched by 2. Okay, X-intercepts are 1 and negative 5. The H, so the x-coordinate of the vertex, is negative 2 by finding the midpoint of those. And the K is sub the negative 2 in, and you find out it's negative 18. So the vertex is at negative 2, negative 18. Now the graph I provided here was not appropriate because it had a vertical scale of 1. In order to graph this on the graph that I had to change it to go up by 3s instead, so that when I get up to the top it's 18, bottom is negative 18, and I can now plot the vertex, which is at negative 2, negative 18. The x-intercepts are 1 and negative 5, right there, 1 and negative 5. Vertex is in the middle at negative 2, negative 18. Axis of symmetry is x equals negative 2. And the y-intercept you can get by plugging in 0 for x. The y-intercept is negative 10. So it should go through here at negative 10. Okay. Another example right here. Y equals negative 3, x plus 3 times x minus 4. X-intercepts come out of there very easily. Negative 3, positive 4. The vertex is in the middle of those two. So negative 3 plus 4 over 2 is at 1/2. Plug in 1/2 for x in here, and you get 36.75. So again, I have to change the scale on this. This graph, instead of going up by 3s, I have to go up by 6s. And that way it will go up to 36 and down to negative 36. I'm still going to go beyond the graph a little bit because I need 36.75 at x equal to 1/2. Okay, the x-intercepts are negative 3 and 4. I plot those. I plot the vertex 1/2 at 36.75. And then the y-intercept for this, subbing in x equal to 0, gives me 36. So from the vertex, I'm only going down a 0.75. From 36.75 here, I'm only going down to 36 on both sides. Okay, axis of symmetry, x equal to 1/2. And that's it for factored form.